So that is why you write left on, that is name of the column from the customers table or the left table which you want to perform the join on, that is ID. Guys, welcome back to our channel. This channel, Awareness Science, is all about trying to learn various concepts of data science by practicing a lot of questions. This video is in continuation of the series where we are trying to learn Python by solving interview questions from top tech companies like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. If you are preparing for any of these roles, this is a great series to follow and build your concepts. So, let's jump right in. In this video, we are going to solve this question and start at scratch regarding customers without orders. This question has been asked in Apple and Amazon interviews, and it's a great question if you're preparing for data engineer, data scientist, BI analyst, data analyst, or ML engineer roles. Okay. The question reads, find the customers who have never made an order, output the first name of the customer. So we are given two data frames, customers and orders, and our expected output is a pandas data frame with one column, first name of the people who have never made an order. Okay, let's inquire about these two data frames. Firstly, customers data frame, it has various columns, which is like ID, which is customer ID, first name, last name, city, information about the customers. And then there is another table called orders with the information about the order. So ID, customer ID. So basically this is the order ID and then the customer who ordered it, what was the date, details, total order cost, etc. Okay. So now to get the information that we want, that which all customers, right? So which all customers never made an order. So to get that information, since customers information is in the customers table and the orders information is in the orders table, and we need to solve a question which is based on both of them. So customer who never made an order. So in these type of questions, when you have to get information from two or more tables, you need to perform a join so that the entire information is present at one place. Okay, if you followed my SQL series, there are multiple ways of doing a join. There is left join, right join, self joins, cross join, outer joins, etc. Remember, we need all the customers who never made an order. So what does this mean? All the customer means we need to perform a left join where we need to keep everyone from the customers table and then try to append that. Okay, for example, so this person John might have made some order or may have not or made an order. So we need to get that information appended in the customer's data frame. So how can we do that? We can use pandas.merge. So it basically performs a join. So we can use pandas.merge, and then what we can do is take the first data frame as customers, take the second data frame as orders. Then since the name of the two columns that we are joining on is different, so here you have in the customers table, you have the name of the column as ID, which is the customer ID, whereas in the orders table, you have that column with customer ID. So that is why you write left on, that is name of the column from the customers table or the left table which you want to perform the join on, that is ID. Right on, right? So right on basically is the name of the column from the orders table or the right table that we want to perform the join on, customer ID. Then how do we want to perform a join? So you can provide left join, right join, outer join, etc. So here we need to perform a left join because we need to keep every customer from the customers table. Then only you can see that, okay, this particular customer made some orders, this one did not. And then there is another parameter in this pandas.merge. So here, if you look at it, right, you have a column called ID, which is basically the order ID, and the column called ID in the customers. Even though they mean different, but Python does not know that. So if you perform a join, it will append X's and Y's to those columns who have same name. So it might be difficult to comprehend. So that is why what we do is we try to modify that. How? We can use the suffixes that, hey, if there is a same name column in both of this table, the column coming from the customers can have certain suffix like, let's say, underscore C, and the column coming from orders table can have underscore O. So we can identify that, okay, this column is coming from the customers part and this column is coming from the orders part. So what we can do is we can write suffixes and then we can provide, okay, so if it is coming from the customers table, so append it with underscore C. If it is coming with the orders table, so underscore O. Now let me go ahead and run this. So if I go ahead and run this here, you can see, so these are the first 5-6 columns that are coming from the customers table. So that is why, right, this is ID of the customer, first name, last name, city, address, phone number, and then ID of the order. Obviously, if you look at it, this customer has never made an order, because you see these are all the nulls. That is, Python was not able to find any match in the orders table, right? So now what we can do is we can save this entire thing in a data frame. Let's call this as, because this data frame has information about customers and order, so let's call it at customer and order. Okay, now we are only concerned about those customers who have never made an order. How can we identify that hey, any column coming from the orders table, if it is null, that means that customer has never made an order. So what we can do is we can perform a Boolean indexing, that hey, take the customer order table, take the column, let's take the ID of the order. So if there is no order, there is no ID of the order. So that means ID of the order would be null. So take the ID of the order and then is null. So basically check whether that is null. If it is equal to true, right? So equal to true, then you pass this entire list of Boolean values. So this entire thing, right? So if I just delete it, this entire thing is going to return you true and false values. And if you pass it with the original data frame, it is going to keep only those rows where those values were true. So now if I go ahead and run this, it is going to keep only those rows where there is no ID order, or ID order is null. You could see, right? Everything is null in this case. Now, basically, what does this mean? These are the people who have never made an order. So what we can do is, let's save this entire thing in a data frame called never ordered. Okay. Now in this data frame, we do not need everything in our output. You see, we only need the first name of the people. So we can subset it. So we can say that, okay, take the never ordered data frame, but only keep the first name column. Now it should be as a pandas data frame, not a pandas series. So to do a pandas series, you can provide it first name just here. But if you want a pandas data frame, it should be between double brackets. So it should be first name. Okay, now let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we get in our output. So now if we look at it and match it with our expected output, it is exactly the same. So yeah, this is how we do it. Let me go ahead and submit this to pass all the test cases. So if you look at it, everything is green, and this is how we do it. So yes, somewhat tricky question, a new concept that has been introduced, that how do we merge information. So what we basically did was, since we need to solve this question based on the information from both the tables, customers and orders, we performed a join. Since the name of the columns are different on which we are performing a join, so we had to use left on and right on. Had the name of the columns been same, you can simply write on equal to name of that common column. Then we also told Python how are we going to perform a join. So like what kind of join we are performing. Since we need to keep every customer from the customers table, we performed a left join so that we do not get confused if the name of the column is coming from the customers table or the orders table. We provided suffixes. Once we had the customers and the orders information at one place, then we were only concerned about those customers who have never ordered. So one way of checking it was, take the ID from the order table and equate it to is null and see if it is null. If it is null, then that person has never made an order, and we perform a Boolean indexing to keep only those rows where it was true. So those are the people who have never ordered, and since we required only the first name of such people, we subset the never ordered data frame. So yeah, this is how we do it. Let me know if there is a better way or more efficient way to solve this question. Let the solution be in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.